Hi and welcome to the School of Tao. This episode is all about pain patterns and transformation of pain into higher purpose. Because at one end we always have pain and at the other end we have purpose. It's kind of an interesting paradox or dichotomy or polarity, but actually often the pains that we experience in our life, we're there to experience them so that we can really deeply embody a wisdom experientially. We embody that wisdom experientially so that then we can use that experience and that wisdom embodied to guide others in a similar capacity to transform. And without that challenge in our life, without that pain experience, we actually wouldn't be able to support others to come through it either. So whilst it feels really deeply emotional at the time, what it then does is give us the tools to know how to resourcefully support ourselves through that experience and then support others through similar experience. So it's this kind of beautiful network of how we support one another. So this is really an invitation to start getting super curious with your pain patterns. Because once we have all these different experiences through our life with different people and different engagements and different relationships and healing in all these different ways, there will be inevitably a pain pattern that repeats through these experiences until the wound is identified. And what happens is the universe will show you that pain, and it might be quite small and dilute to begin with, but if the pattern is not noticed, if the behaviour is not adjusted in response to the pain, it will get louder and louder and louder until it's heard. And our work is really to catch these patterns that are causing us pain, that is creating pain in our life, and flip it and invert it and release the pain that's being held in the body. Because any pain that's held within the physical body and it stores at a cellular level, it stores in the memory of your body, in the fascia, in the tissues, in your organs and in your cells. So we have to work with movement and with intentional release to let go of those pains that are being held. So invite in when you have a safe space and you are able to sink. And if it's really painful, like the most beautiful decision I ever made was to get support with going into my pain. And as soon as I did that, it was really the most amazing thing for somebody to objectively see my pain and also to have somebody hold space. And this is a powerful tool. Sometimes we can sit for years with something before we actually realise what it is that needs untangling. And maybe in a moment, in one coaching session or a couple of coaching sessions with somebody else, they, with this objectivity and unemotionality towards it, can see exactly and needle straight into the point of it. So I highly recommend going in supportedly if it's something that you can't see because you're too in the emotion of it, or it just feels more beautiful to do it in a held way, which it usually does. So identifying what that pain sensation is, and if you can, just give it a word or a sentence or multiple words. Just what is it? Like it might be abandonment. Like for me, it felt like I was constantly having the carpet pulled from underneath my feet. What is that repeat pattern? The other word that came to me when I was doing it was desertion. And so then at the other end of that polarity, and this is what I invite you to do, is to go to the antonym of that experience, that word or those words, and see what the inverse polarity of that pain sensation is. Because here then you can start to go into your purpose. So there's two aspects of this. One is to heal and release the pain that's held in the body as a part of your consciousness field and an energetic physical manifestation within your body. And the second part is to investigate and explore the polarity of that pain sensation. So for me it was reclamation, and this was really so largely about my teaching work. So at the opposite end of the polarity of my pain pattern and sensation, this carpet pulling was retrieval, it was reclamation, it was loyalty, it was being chased. It was really about, for me, guiding people to reclaim suppressed parts of themselves or parts that had been neglected or rejected. So this is what I mean by your purpose being born out of your pain sensation. And whilst it is really uncomfortable and unpleasant in the emotional body to go through these pains, once we can identify it and start to turf out the patterns and release at an energetic level, it then clears this space. It opens up so much space in your field and your physical body to allow all that you desire to be able to be manifested into your reality. So this really, I think, for me is the most powerful point of priority, healing the body, because everything that's held is going to manifest out for you anyway. So until wounds are healed within the physical and energetic body, we manifest out of this place anyway. And releasing actually can be really quick. Like if there's deep trauma held within the body, this takes time for the body to release. It's not just instant. But some pains can be released really quickly. And the more we open, the more we surrender, the more that you can sit in this place of just being present for feelings and sensations that arise as you go into pain patterns, the smoother the release, the smoother the alchemisation that happens within the body. And this alchemy isn't a trying or doing. It happens in the space. It happens in your permission to surrender, to release it, and to open into it, to give it your conscious attention. And when you do that, it stops calling for your attention, and it starts to be able to deflate, to dissolve, and in the end to leave your physical body. So depending on the size of the trauma and wound will dictate how long it takes to leave your energetic body typically. But the more open you are, the more yielding you are, the more allowing you are, the easier it is to release from your space. So finding your pain pattern, writing exhaustively around that is an incredible thing to do. It's a really powerful tool. And then inverting it to find your purpose and write down exhaustively all of those beautiful things, your soul knowings, the complete inversion of for me, the desertion and the abandonment. What is the opposite of that? And then start to focus on areas in your life where you feel those purpose patterns, where you feel those purpose sensations, where you obviously see that you're adding value, because these are your multiple places of purpose. So let me know, beautiful soul, how all of this or any of this lands for you in the comments below, and I will see you in the next episode of School of Tao. Sending you so much love.